dark.
Howdy, folks.
Hi,
This is
everybody.
what happens, by the way, when there are mere moments before other shows air.
Yeah,
We
That's
must
right.
eat it that
this is
way.
our Mass After Dark serves as our warm-up show for the wrestling
Wow.
scene. But it doesn't stop us from providing you with entertainment unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Which is probably about now when we bring up the Anya Kournikova picture.
Or the
because
pizza can.
Pizza Cam. Well, you know what? Nobody's ever seen Pizza Cam before.
They haven't?
I don't know.
Except for like 2 years ago I did it.
Wow.
It's been a while.
The return of Pizza Cam right
There
here.
we go. I put on my resume that I am capable of doing special effects with the chroma key.
Are
Because I'm
you?
just that super.
You're just amazing, Michael. Look at that. The pizza.
Hold on. I'll lift it up. Pizza Cam.
Pizza Cam.
There we go.
Pizza Cam.
So am I loud enough?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Not if you want people to hear you, but
Hey, there's lots of things in the news.
Is
Check
there?
this out. Hot off the presses. This news is brought to us courtesy of Associated Press and Reuters.
well, thank God for that.
U.S. general has no apologies for Iraq war comments. A veteran Army general being replaced as commander of the U.S. 5th Corps in Baghdad declined to apologize on Wednesday for controversial comments early in the war that he was surprised at the aggression of Iraqi fighters. That's boring.
That's why we screen him first, Mike.
Hold on, I got a whole bunch of pictures. So, this show's going well.
So far, so good. I see
You know, the last,
Mike, I smell a packy.
or at least,
Oh, I thought that was
Fall
the
into-
kitchen.
Cure the what? I think it's the permanent markers.
Oh,
Those things will rot
that
your
would explain
brain.
a lot if you got a bunch of them open in there, Mike.
Okay. Here's a picture of. Guess who she is?
Yeah!
Well, you can probably figure out a little bit from her sash.
Weight. I don't know.
This was a contest whereby women enter to see who is most like an elephant. You think that's disturbing? Check out this one that I found. This one will shock the... Ah! Can't remember what this was for.
That looks like cannabis.
Canada? This is the
Yes,
latest in
Mike, it's
Hong Kong
Canada.
SARS fashion.
Those are the dress SARS shields.
Hold
That's
on, this
cute.
one I have to censor for Mr. Ginnity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. There.
And what was this particular one?
I have no idea.
She just some random model that you picked out?
yeah,
just
she was
because?
in the top 10. Oh, here's an interesting thing in
In the topless
technology.
10 is what he's trying to say.
What?
Nothing.
Stop making fun of me. It's my show.
Take
I
it.
make fun of me. This is a portable
do.
toilet that Microsoft has come up with.
Yeah.
It's got internet access in it. Here is Christina Aguilera. Haven't had her on. She was supposed to be on last week, but she canceled at the last minute. Did you notice I had 24 a 24 pack of Evian, which her publicist required us to have?
Yes, I'm sure, Mike,
I don't
in
know
your
who
dreams,
said it.
these are all true things.
Okay.
Now,
There
who
were
was
some
that?
good news stories. Hold on
Are these
here.
random Asian chicks that he's throwing up?
You know, this
I
was
think
in the
it's from
most popular.
randomasianchicks.com.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Man sliced his own head off in supermarket suicide.
Heard about it. Very
Yep.
interesting story. Why don't you tell us about it?
Let me adjust the clip here real quick. There we go. Now you're transparent.
Is there a picture of it?
No, unfortunately there isn't. But let's see. This is in South Africa, Johannesburg. South African man died trying to cut his own head off with a butcher's bandsaw in a major supermarket, police said on Wednesday. Superintendent Jay Nakier said the ShopRite Checkers store in Richards Bay had been ready to close on Monday when a man wandered in headed for the meat department. He just walked in, went to the bandsaw machine, and switched it on, Naker told Reuters.
What is this person's name?
31-year-old Emmanuel Gumby.
Gumby.
Gumbi. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it? Most
Pretty close.
likely.
Yep, that's Gumby, all right.
Ooh, that's disturbing. I want to be back
Now,
there.
see, this is where, Mike, any preparation beforehand would have involved going and finding
There's
one of those
more-
Gumby figures and
Hol-
having some way of beheading it on the show.
Hold on. I've got a whole series of head-related stories
Actually,
here.
you know what you do, Mike?
What?
Behind the scenes, you can cut this part out and just do it if you want.
That's
You
not
find a
gonna happen.
picture of Emmanuel Lewis. You find a picture of a
Gumby.
Gumby.
That's not
And then
bad.
you put those two together. And all of a sudden, you've got a show.
Okay, I'll put that in post.
That's magic.
Oh, shoot. There was a whole thing about friggin'...
Yep, I'm sure there
Heads,
was.
like the guy in Germany walking around with the head
Yes,
of his sister
that
and the
one.
bloody knife.
That was a good one. Would be
He
even
said
better.
he was provoked.
He was innocent.
Oh, here we go. Yes, that's the title of the story. Very good, Dan. Man arrested with severed head says he was provoked. Berlin, a man arrested after walking through town swinging the severed head of his sister-in-law by the hair told police she had provoked him, German prosecutors said on Wednesday. 24-year-old man admitted stabbing the woman to death and cutting off her head with a 12-inch kitchen knife after a row.
That's fight.
Oh my
That's-
God.
That's European for a fight.
It'd be a row.
Yes, it would be.
Well, it's R-O-W. Give me
Sure
a fucking
is.
break.
Tomato, tomato, whatever.
Spokesman at the prosecutor's office in the Western City of
Haha.
Ancient Seed.
We can
So-
barely understand you when you try to read it correctly.
I know.
When you read it wrong, no one understands you. It's
Okay.
funny. No, really it is, but
Boston Globe sports columnist Bob Ryan
Yeah, this was not
was
his
suspended.
shining moment.
was suspended without pay for a month Tuesday for saying on television that Jason Kidd's wife needed someone to smack her.
that's not what he
That's-
said. That
What?
was not his quote at all. His quote was, "I'd like to smack her."
Ah.
Big difference.
Dan Gannetti with the extra scoop. Let's see if it actually admits that in the story.
Well, they wouldn't want to let
It was on
the truth get
WBZ's
in the way of the
TV
story.
Sports
No, certainly
Final.
not.
Wow, this is national news.
Yes, it is.
Well, Bell Media
Yes, it became a
immediately
very big
interrupt
deal
Ryan,
over
asking
what
him
was
to
pretty much a stupid, but in no other way meaningful comment.
I think it was thrown out there, much like other phrases are thrown out, like I could have killed him, or I wanted to kill him, or I wanted.
agree.
I wanted to,
That's
to shoot him.
slander.
I think it was thrown in the same way. So now we have to go into the backgrounds of every single person we're ever going to talk about to find out if they were physically abused ever in their life, and we're no longer allowed to say that person needs a smack or I'd like to smack that person.
Wholeheartedly, though, he knew that she had been abused before.
You know who needs to be smacked?
Immaterial
I agree.
to me.
See, this is public access. We can say who could be smacked.
I
and
think
should
it's much
be.
ado about nothing, but
Well,
I
here
think-
is
yeah.
the quote.
Yeah.
This
I mean-
is the quote from, it says, then in a comment that was not picked up clearly on tape, like this whole show, he said, oh, that's great. I mean, she needs, and then inaudible, to smack her. So there was, I guess, a break.
That's who's reporting this? Because I've heard it reported from probably 12 different sources
have
now.
you seen it?
No.
You know
I
what's
have.
funny
Everyone's
is that
pretty confident that he said the words "I'd like to smack her," stating his preference on what he'd
This
like
is-
to
Yep.
do.
this
It was
is an
pretty
AP
much that.
story.
I actually have seen the footage replayed, but I have seen
Now,
it.
in context, he did say that she's got issues. She's hamming up for the camera, and
Yep.
he felt that it was
Exposition.
somehow.
And that was what he meant with the "I'd like
she
to
was
smack
somehow
her."
being disingenuous
Yep.
because the woman who got beat by her husband is now parading around on camera, making kissy faces to her husband with the kid, and she wants to be on TV. His implication is that she's whoring out the child in order to get the camera to be on her so that she can get into the TV industry. I think that's what he's really upset about.
I don't blame him.
Now, for him to say, I'd like to smack her, whatever. That's not really assault.
I couldn't care either way. It's just that some people seem to care.
He got suspended for a month. I don't think the guy's hurting for money, first
No.
off, because he's suspended from the Globe for a month. He's on 3 different weekly shows, TV shows.
I don't
at
think
least
he's
2.
allowed to do those during the suspension.
He's on Carl Pratt's show next week.
Is he? Cool.
No.
That'd be cool, actually.
That would be cool.
I helped with Carl Pratt's show this week.
Yes. This actually will air at the earliest 10 days from now, but
Wow.
college
He helped
offers.
on Carl's show 10 days ago.
College. Before we go any further, I just thought it was funny that Carl has a segment called Carl's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's another story. College offers drag queen makeup course.
Mm-hmm.
This is in Australia, not Austria. Australia. An Austrian.
Did you just say Australia, Australia, Australia? No poof that. G'day, Bruce.
An Australian college has introduced a drag queen makeup course to meet
I
rising
just want
demand.
you to check the Mike, I want you to take a step back. All right? Does it say Austrian or Australian?
I believe it says Australian.
Is there an L?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
it's Australian.
It's in Melbourne.
Okay, fine.
Isn't that where they filmed that Queen of the Desert film?
Oh.
Where they had the traveling drag queens traveling by bus?
Priscilla
very
Queen of the
likely, yes.
Desert.
Interesting.
That's a good karaoke
Austria would have
song.
made sense too in its own weird way.
Yes. I've been to Austria, but not Australia.
Have you now?
Yes.
You've been to Australia, haven't you?
Me? No.
Yes. Oh, I thought you had on the boat.
We were East Coast.
The short course targeted at occasional drag queens, cross-dressers, and makeup students has also sparked wider community interest from those who want to know the basics about the thick theatrical style makeup. Somebody here that
I'm
could
shutting
do
my
that.
mouth. Be
Hey.
quiet.
Oh.
Be
I would-
quiet.
Hey, this is on Saturday night. Nobody will ever see it. That
Yeah,
works here.
but we'll never mind.
Hey, don't. I knew what you were going to say.
I know you do.
Dan gets extra special credit because it says this woman Shafirli said cross-dressing movies such as The Adventures of Priscilla Queen of the Desert and Tu Frong Wu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, have sparked interest in drag queens, but they are part of history over thousands of years. Okay.
Thank God for that. Mike,
Yeah.
is there a point to any of this?
Hey, we're almost halfway into this
No.
train wreck.
Never.
If you want,
That's
I can
all?
call up Jason from.
Oh, geez. Well, that'll make it a quick
Iraq.
15 minutes.
Let's see, what else? There's lots of stuff.
There's Dave Finer.
Who I will
There's
try to
Dave.
put in the
Hi,
opening
Dave.
credits.
Finer.
What?
Because this will never bother anyone. What is the call-in number, by the way? Is it 830-3971?
That's
Yes.
it.
It's 508-830-3971.
Don't call in.
All right, good.
Just don't call in right now.
And who says he doesn't get any respect?
Who's that kissing who?
Let him
That's
call
his
in. It'll
wife.
be like 11 o'clock
That's
in the
Rodney
morning.
Dangerfield.
I think
Kissing
he's
his
76
wife.
and she's 31.
You know, I don't have that information in front of me.
Why would you need
Oh,
information
but I will
to do
now.
a talk show?
That's good work if you can get it.
This is
Really?
current events. This was only taken 10 days ago.
Yeah, he just came out of the hospital, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the morgue.
No, hospital. He was in for, I think it was cancer screening or something. Or no, he had to have a triple bypass or something crazy. That's what it was.
Triple bypass.
Yeah.
Triple bypass is old
Remember
art.
that wrestling interview to take for the show?
Okay, that's a good idea. For a little pre-production.
My dad
talk
had
about-
5, man. Oh, Jesus.
What was that?
That's
Oh.
Dave showing
No.
up on
Hold
camera
on,
again.
I can fix that.
No, not
Oh,
really.
man.
Hold on. There we go.
Number 9. Thanks. Thank you.
That's kind of creepy right
It
there.
is kind of freaky.
Pizza Cam is no more.
Damn, that DVD player is still messed up.
I know. Wouldn't it be funny if I fixed it while I was doing my own show? So keep talking, guys.
Okay. Ay, ay, ay.
What else
Look,
happened?
I ghost out almost entirely.
Do you want any kind of buffer on the interview?
Nah, it doesn't have to be great. So,
Knowing the answer, I'm going to ask you a question, Dan. Did you see the article in, I think it's Premiere Magazine,
No.
with the Dixie Chicks?
Yes, I read it.
Did you?
Actually.
No.
Yeah, well, I was getting new tires.
Was it exciting?
No, it was pretty self-serving and pointless.
There's a
But
shot.
the fact that, I have no problem with what they said.
Me neither.
I don't think, I don't know.
They just need to understand
there was a
the
thing in the
repercussions
news
of their actions.
yesterday in the news. I read an article about how two disc jockeys were suspended for having played them.
That's
This,
true.
of course, is in Texas.
That's
Of
correct.
course it would be.
They were told what to do because they do not own the radio station. They
Yep.
decided not to do it, and therefore they were fired. And just so you know, replacing a disc jockey is not the most arduous task out there.
No. it
Anybody
isn't.
can hit a button and go, here's our next record.
Don't bet on it.
Oops.
DJs are a dime a dozen.
They are.
And I can assure you, if these DJs were getting high ratings, or they wouldn't have been fired.
Or if they had, they would have already been picked up by someone else.
Well, who else? If they work for Clear Channel now, where are they going to go? Clear Channel owns like 40% or 60% of all the radio stations. Some crazy.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, Howard Stern certainly has irritated people.
Yeah, but Opie and Anthony still don't have their show. Have a show. They've been off the radio for a while.
Yeah, but they don't get Howard Stern type ratings either.
No.
It does it even if I freeze it, so it's definitely something on the outside of the TBC. From the TBC out, that's the problem.
That's
There's a
bizarre.
whole bunch of
'cause
switches on here. I don't know what the hell they do.
we've done this before, and with
I
this
know.
very same DVD player, and it wasn't a problem. Can we tie into the back of a deck?
Yeah, we sure can.
Can we use one of the record decks?
No, what we can run well,
We can run it through the TVC
I have
and the
composite.
VCR.
I have component
I
cables.
don't know if that will actually work.
Do you want composite or component? Because I can do both.
No, it would have to probably be composite because I think the YC connectors on the back of these things are really funky.
Oh,
So
All right.
Dan probably has an adapter for it, but I don't know if the TBCs in the deck actually accept inputs. I don't think they do.
Huh.
all right.
I think
Well, we
it's
can always
just
go with a
for-
composite cable.
That's a good
It'll
question.
still look.
Well,
like
I
it.
would try
What about
first.
running through the VCR?
Just
Yeah,
running
put it into the.
composite through
Isn't
the
that what we did
VCR.
last time?
Yes, that is what we did last time.
We didn't run the video through the VCR.
I
You
thought.
sure?
You sure?
Pretty sure.
I don't remember.
I don't know if this thing even has S in.
I will tell
don't-
you that's how Fish
I don't
Nuts does
think
it.
it's S out at all. I think he just uses the composite out. Because the switcher is composite. Well, anyways. Phone's ringing.
Hey, it don't matter to me. I got no say so anyhow.
Who's working?
I don't know. Don't I have any friggin'... Hey, you know what I haven't seen in some time? This
Is
guy.
Nicole on the clock still?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Baghdad Bob, my favorite guy.
I guess he's on extended vacation. We've got about 8 minutes.
He's touring the Orient. Excuse me.
Permanently, I think.
Is this the guy who would make all the claims? That, Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a job if you can get it.
I love that guy. Was great. Hey, did you see the picture of the protest at the Masters golf tournament?
I heard about it.
What were they protesting?
It was the 5 women who actually showed up, or 20 women who showed up to protest women not being involved in the Masters. And behind them all, there's a guy with a sign held up, and the sign says, "Make my dinner."
Let's see if I can find that.
That is awesome. You have to find it. Get on the net, go Masters, Make My Dinner on Google. It'll pop up under images. Oh,
Wow.
that is a riot.
News photos.
Didn't Annika Sorenstam just play in a men's tournament?
I don't know.
Wasn't she about to?
Did she? I don't know if she made the cut. I think she was invited, but Make My Dinner. I don't have time for stuff like that, but I can certainly respect somebody willing to spend a day out there with a sign above his head like that.
Well, no, I can't. You know why?
Why is that?
It involves watching golf.
Well, I don't think he was watching because he was just holding up a sign in front of a camera. I couldn't play it, much less watch it. That is way too pedestrian for me.
What?
Golf.
Yeah, it's rather dull.
I've played it before. It's just
I played the miniature version.
horrifically boring. I understand the mental aspect about being able to control your swing and have a consistent swing, and then when you have a consistent swing, then you can start making adjustments to compensate for what the field is like, how your hole's set up. But that being said, I don't find it that interesting.
Dude, that's not that dissimilar from painting. Other than the fact you have to go outside.
Tiddlywinks,
That's a,
curling. Although it's a lot harder.
why are there bugs in here?
Golf.
Oh.
God.
Golf
Because
is
they
harder
can
than
hit, they can
painting?
hit a ball from 200 yards away and put it within a couple feet of a hole from 600 feet away. It takes a lot of practice.
So which is more of a sport, wrestling or
None of
golf?
them. They're not athletic competitions.
Oh.
Golf.
So how about that great Sasuke?
Yes, it is.
And so is auto racing.
What's that? What were you saying, Michael?
The great Sasuke?
Sasuke, yeah.
Sasuke.
Showed up for work with the slightly adjusted mask that showed more of his face. Yeah,
But it's still
That's
wearing the
cool.
mask. Do we
Yes.
have a picture of that?
I saw it.
No, we
Hey,
only
that
have
would be
Anna.
great. You're a genius. Great Riki.
What?
Excuse me again, I'm sorry.
What?
He was
What are you
actually
gonna-
in the most popular. That's the only reason why I saw it. Not that, I wasn't searching for Puroresu wrestling myself.
Well, you know,
Well, where else would you look then, other than most popular?
PuroresuPower.com.
I would recommend that. Of all, if you're going to mention a website about Puroresu, that probably wouldn't be the first one to
Is it
mention.
SAU?
SASUKE.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole ton of pictures here. This
Yes,
is
there
for
are.
people that don't have internet access.
Why is that? Pictures
Because
of small?
otherwise they probably would have seen it by now.
Oh. But these are
There
fans of
we
your
go.
show.
That's him.
when getting sworn in, or
It's not that much different.
it exposes a little bit more of his face though.
Tiny bit more, yeah.
Because he used
Around
to
the
go
chin
straight
area.
down and just cover the chin, and now it
She should
comes
wear a
out from the
mask.
nose.
It never actually came over the chin, though. Came down to the side. It
Comes
comes
down.
down
It
straight.
still exposes the chin.
Right,
but
still exposes
it
it.
comes down straight as opposed to.
You know
flat
why?
out.
Because it's a lot easier to do anything in a mask like that than Liger's.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Oh, Pete Townsend was cleared in that kid porn.
Yes,
scene.
he
Well, of course
was.
he was.
Up to and including the fact that he will be on the sexual offenders list for 5 years.
Yep.
So it sounds to me like somebody struck a deal.
Well, who knows?
That being said, who cares? He should be able to look at whatever he wants to look at. The possession thing, I think, is a gray area. Because unless you can prove intent to distribute, I don't see where the crime,
Or any
the
active
real crime.
participation or anything like
Exactly.
that. I mean, other than that,
What are we going to do next? Ban books?
you're getting into that realm at that point. I mean, theoretically, you could potentially stumble upon it. There are times also where someone finds a website.
Oh no, he didn't stumble though. He researched.
Probably not. But there's also a time
Even
you
he
can
admitted
have.
that.
There's a point where you can stumble upon a website, and then kind of, even if you are totally appalled by it, go back to it a couple more times to show someone else what you found.
Yeah,
You know what I
theoretically,
mean?
I don't think.
I'm not necessarily saying that's the case
I
here.
just think that the logical extension of that is weak because it will
Dude, the man
lead-
did
you
a
can't-
single called Rough Boys.
The guy said, he also said publicly, the quote was, "I know what it's like to feel like a woman." So we're not dealing with a guy who is normal by any stretch of the imagination.
Name that mugshot.
Canasta. Is that Bush? Is that the
Close,
Bush daughter?
yes. Nicole Bush.
She's the waist. Actually, she doesn't look bad in the bottom picture. The top picture is the awful one.
Yeah, I think that's in some sort of chronological order. I don't know up or down, or I think it's going.
I think it's going.
I showed John Wayne Bobbitt's, but he has so many, I just don't have time to save them all. Ooh, Lex Luger.
Yeah, his
Yep, might
his
as well
mug
show
shot.
that.
Yeah, this is eating up time.
Sure is.
Come
What do we call
on,
programming?
inscriber. There we go. Hey. He's not just a member. Oh, it cut him off. What's up with that?
That's him.
That's him.
Oh, there's like 3 of. Wow.
Yeah, there's the one with the more scruffy look, and
I think they're trying to morph him into Macho Man Randy Savage a little bit.
Name somebody else you'd like to see. Ken Caminiti is in here, Jason's brother.
It's not.
that's
Jason's
not
brother.
true.
Yes, it is. Take
It
a
is
look at the
not
dude.
true. Jason Caminiti and Ken Caminiti.
You've
Oh
never heard him talk about that?
no.
Listen, Mr. Sean.
There we go.
And this is for DUI, I assume?
This is for arrested by Texas cops in November of 2001 after he was found in a Houston motel with cocaine.
Oh, really?
These
Yeah,
things
see-
happen.
He pleaded guilty to felony drug possession in March of 2002 and was sentenced to 3 years
Tell you
probation.
something. Let me tell you something about Houston.
And you'll
If
see
you're in
him.
Houston for any length of time, somehow it almost makes sense. That's one flat place.
Ooh, I got a new one of Jack Kevorkian. I know you
He's
wanna
in prison,
see
isn't he?
him.
Been in
Oh,
prison.
who
Yep.
the hell knows? Damn!
People are
been in
dying to
bad
see him, or
computer.
they'd like to be.
Urgh.
Yeah,
Actually,
he's
you know,
not scary
he
looking.
looks like Jay Severin a little bit.
Oh, here's a good one of
You heard
Ozzy.
Jerry Williams died, right?
Yeah. I wasn't listening to talk radio back then, but he sounded, actually, you know what? He sounded like an ass.
Yeah,
Personally.
he pretty much was, yeah. But then
Yep.
again, I think that's the qualification almost all of them require.
Cool
That
shirt,
looks like a
man.
really old Aussie picture.
Yep. This was, let's see, what caused this?
do
John
you think?
Osborne, a.k.a. Ozzy Osbourne, was arrested by Memphis cops in May of 1984 and charged with public intoxication.
No!
No way!
Look at what 20
Next-
years has done to that guy.
Really?
According
Next,
to-
next thing you're going to tell me is that Lex Luger was arrested for steroid possession.
We don't even know what it
Who's
is.
Lex Luger?
The guy you
Oh
just
my
showed.
God.
Oh, that was fun. All right, we'll top it off with one more. Name this
Okay.
one. This
Thank
is
God we have a
good one.
DVD menu above our head the whole
I
damn
know.
show.
That's still jittering.
He hasn't been able to change it yet because he's live on the show.
Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for joining
I
us
am
every
an
day.
innocent man.
Thank you for joining us this week on Mass After Dark. Health
Pizza
and wisdom
After
from Dave Feiner, from the great Riki. Oh, put me up there. No, there we go. Look, he's translucent. Ooh.
Are we signing off for the night?
Yes, this is it.
Good night.
That bad music's playing.
Good night. Quality television.
That's got Packy written all over it.
I know.
This show wins awards. Konnichiwa! I am the Great Riki,
I'm Dan Ginnity.
and we'd like you to join us every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 8 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m.
For Tokan Retsu in the world of Japanese professional wrestling. 2 hours of great action coming your way.
right here on PAC TV Channel 13.